Well, I'm really glad to meet all of you. We just met with the chiefs, and as you're probably aware, there's major national health accord discussions that will happen between the federal government and the provinces in 2014. And it's our collective intention as First Nations leaders across the country, we will inject ourselves into that discussion, because the time for other governments to be moving separately from us must be over. We have to return to the treaty relationship where issues like health are something that we feel strongly we have a fundamental right to, and we need to be fully involved. So we're going to need the expertise of our health practitioners, helping to lead the way, explaining to us what exactly is needed so that we as the political leadership can go away and help accomplish that. Well, very shortly, the AFN is going to be hosting close to 1,000 First Nations health leaders and technicians and experts from coast to coast to coast in the first major forum in over a decade. And we want to address really the challenges that our people face in health generally, whether it's higher incidences of disease, things like diabetes, tuberculosis, just well above that of the rest of the Canadian population. And major underfunding, the likes of which, again, I heard from the Anishinaabe Nation health experts earlier today. And so going forward, we need to overcome the history of the federal government not living up to the treaty right to health obligations that they have, fiduciary obligations. We want to seek full partnership with Canada to design a health system going forward that will serve the First Nations health needs. And that means not only applying the best of modern science in the area of health, but also bringing in the very best of First Nations traditional knowledge around health and holistic health systems. So it really is time that we moved away from the unilateral decision-making of Ottawa from the past and to a future where we're jointly designing the way forward.
Are you looking for a seat at the table? Has that been extended to you, or do you have a health minister per se that will be at that table?
We have some examples of the federal health minister already working with First Nations in different regions of the country. I know there's a health funding agreement just reached in British Columbia that served to serve 203 First Nations. But we have to be very clear that there's both the treaty right to health, there's also the minimum standards set out by the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, that First Nations have the right to design health systems that work for them. And that does mean seeking a full seat at the table. So we'll continue to petition, as we do every year in meetings with the Council of the Federation, all of the premiers across the country to recognize and to seek their support that First Nations must be full participants at the table.